On the 510th day of the war in Ukraine, the fighting was mainly concentrated in these areas. The news we gave yesterday about the gathering of 100,000 Russian troops along the Kupyansk-Liman front has been confirmed by major media sources today. According to official Ukrainian sources, it is reported that the Russian command will engage up to 100,000 troops, 900 tanks, and over 500 artillery systems, 370 rocket salvo systems. Ukrainian officials Serhiy Sherevati and Hanna Malyar said that it is expected that the Russian forces will launch a massive offensive towards the Kupyansk-Liman line in the coming days. Malyar, Ukraine's deputy defense minister, said that the Kupyansk Offensive may be a diversionary tactic used to lift the pressure on the other sectors of the battlefield where Ukraine has been gaining ground lately. The Russian attacks have reportedly started in the northern part of the front, where in the forest areas west of Liman-Pershie, Ukrainian and Russian sources confirmed an advance of the Russian troops during the last 24 hours. According to Russian sources, and based on the movement's reports on the battlefield, it seems that Russians have started their first offensive actions and that their army's plan consists of attacking on a wide front in 5 main directions. In the north, in the areas near Sinkivka, in the central part of the front, in the direction of Kuzemivka and Karmazinivka, as well as in the southern part of the front line, in the areas west of Chervonopopivka and east of Torske. According to Russian sources, the Ukrainian army has immediately sent at least 5 more brigades to reinforce the front line in these directions. Heavy fighting continues in Novoselivske, where Russian sources reported that the village is a no-man's land for the moment. Meanwhile, as reported by Ukrainian sources, in addition to the attacks from the southern direction, the Russian forces have also tried to infiltrate from the north through the forest area, in contrast to the southern front, where the Russian forces have advanced slowly. In this area, it seems that the Russian plan did not work well, as the Ukrainian artillery managed to ambush the Russian troops before they launched a full-scale attack. In the Bremivka front, Ukrainian sources said that after securing a foothold in the northern part of Staromaiorske and after the arrival of new reinforcements, their troops have continued to advance slowly towards the center of the town, where, according to some sources, the Ukrainian forces have gained a partial control over the area. Fierce fighting continues throughout the entire front line from the western heights inside Staromaiorske and in the nearby Urozhaine. From the Russian side, it is confirmed by reliable sources that the Ukrainian army has under control several buildings in the northwestern part of Staromaiorske and is also trying to put more pressure on the Russian positions inside the town. Meanwhile, battles continue in the areas north of Priutne, where the Ukrainian army continues to clear the forest belts northeast of the village, as can be seen in this geolocated video, where the Ukrainian artillery targets some armored vehicles of the Russian army and managed to destroy some of them. After yesterday's attack on the Crimean Bridge, the Russian army launched a revenge attack with kamikaze drones and caliber missiles against several targets in the southern Ukraine, mainly in the cities of Odessa and Mykolaiv. According to the Russian ministry, the main target was an object in the city of Odessa, in which Ukrainians used to build and modify the drones they used to occasionally strike the Russian objective in the Crimean Peninsula. The Ukrainian side was also reported to have responded by organizing a massive drone attack against Russian targets in Crimea during the evening. As is often the case, both sides reported that the enemy attacks did not cause any major damage to their military facilities. In Zaporizhzhia front, in the western flank of the front, Ukrainian sources reported that their troops are advancing slowly in the area southeast of Kamyanske. It seems that, regardless of the strong Russian defense in this area, the Ukrainian forces are trying to advance in this direction, most likely with the aim of creating another attack front from the north towards the Luhove-Zherebyanki road, in order to then isolate the Russian troops in Zherebyanki. Regarding the situation north of Robotine, no major territorial changes were reported, as battles were less intense during the last few hours. It is reported that the Ukrainian army is currently more focused on strengthening the positions northeast of the village and rotating their troops. That's all for today's video. Please don't forget to help the channel grow by liking the video and subscribing, and also for those who want to support the channel, you can visit my Patreon page. Thank you.